Yes, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. Topics today are coming thick and fast. Ratcliffe hits back at the media. He speaks about Ruben Amorim. He speaks about the Glazers. He speaks about cost cutting. We're definitely going to dive into the quotes from that interview. Agent Ronaldo, is he trying to convince Bruno Fernandes to come to Saudi Arabia in the summer for his team Al Nassr? Other clubs interested as well. We've got bits on Rennie Mullerstein. He's been talking about Ruben Amorim and his tactics and what he thinks he should do going forward. And also, Man United have hired a new chief operator from Brentford. We'll discuss his role and kind of what that entails. And how it will affect the club kind of moving forward. But obviously, Sam, the Sir Jim Ratcliffe interview was going to be kind of the pressing thing. And as always, when we see these kind of things, there are interesting quotes. So let's just kick it off with this one. On Ruben Amorim, he said he's not had the best of seasons. He needs to demonstrate he could be a great coach over 3 seasons. The press sometimes, I don't understand. They want overnight success. They think it's a light switch. You flick a switch and it's all going to be roses tomorrow. You can't run a club like Manchester United on knee-jerk reactions to some journalist who goes off on one every week. And he also got asked what would happen if the Glazers told him to sack Amorim, and he said that's not going to happen, basically. Like, Ineos are in charge of football operations, as we know anyway. But hearing it from the horse's mouth, we always see speculation all the time. Oh, will Amorim go? Will he won't? It seems like the stall is out and they're going to back him regardless. Is that sensible in your opinion? Or is it one of those where you think only time will tell?
I think overall it is sensible. Like, on the surface of it, I agree with everything he says. It does take time to build a team. It does take time to get success. You can't just sack a manager because the press have decided he's not the flavour of the month anymore and they need to get rid of him. Like, we've had the opposite in inverse. Like, we've seen Ange Postecoglou be the flavour of the week for Spurs, and now he can't win a game to save his life at Forest.
Can't be flavour of the day at the moment.
So, like, it happens. Like, and then obviously Thomas Frank had a really good start at Tottenham. Now he's stuttering a bit, and there's a couple of draws and a couple of like losses and stuff like that. So, like, it happens with managers. Ollie went on a run of, 14 games unbeaten, record-breaking run, and then he got absolutely battered by Watford. Like, shit takes time, man. Like, time changes for the good or for the better or for the negative or for the worse. So I agree with you on that aspect. But there's always a caveat in this. Like, at what point has he been given enough time? And at what point do you decide, okay, is the juice worth the squeeze, as Carl Anker likes to say? What point are we at that? Obviously, Sir Jim Ratcliffe doesn't feel like we're at that point. On the
Do you feel like we're at that point?
I'm not there yet. I think I have lost faith that he can turn it around. I think it's inevitable before he loses his job, but I would love him to prove me wrong. Like, I would. I hope he proves me wrong, and I want him to, but I am of the opinion that I don't think he will. I think he will be gone sooner rather than later.
Is there a specific reason why you think he won't turn it around?
Consistency of results. I don't think he's going to be able to put a run together long enough to get some credit in the bank. It seems like we get a win, and then maybe we draw or we lose, and then we get another win. It doesn't seem to be any consistency. It doesn't seem like Ollie had that run of 14 games. That's what got him the job. Like, that's what he got. Ten Hag won trophies. That's what kept him in the job, even though he had a season in the league where they weren't great. Jose won trophies. Amorim hasn't got either of them. Like, he's got none of them. So it's like, how long do you give him before he gets the bullet? The system clearly doesn't suit the players that he has, and he's not very adaptable, it seems. So they'd be 2 factors that I would be like looking at going, at what point do you go, okay, this is not working anymore?
I'll tell you one thing that will get him credit in the bank. If he goes to Anfield and puts in performance and gets a win or a draw, the fans, you'll give the fans something to grab onto. That's been the main issue since he's come in, is that it's been very few and far between where we've been getting these runs and wins, and on average 2 wins a month. Is that right? I mean, we're in October at the moment. I'm not sure when the Sunderland game was, if that was in September or October, But let's call it that. You win against Sunderland, you lose against Liverpool, but then you beat West Ham or something. You're on the same patterns. You're seeing the same things kind of emerging month in, month out. So you have to see progression. I believe you've seen progression in the team from last season. I don't even think that's debatable, is it?
In the stats, you definitely have.
Yeah.
You've definitely seen it. Like
sure.
less shots conceded, more shots created,
goal,
higher
XG,
XG, all that sort of stuff. That's all improved.
Yeah.
However, the results haven't.
No.
And the defeats that we've had have been abysmal. Fucking abysmal. I think that Grimsby result has been the thing that's marked him. Had that Grimsby result not happened, I don't think there'd be as much outcry. But that Grimsby result was something else. That was something different.
This is what I'm really torn with this, because the Grimsby one was the one that, much like the Galatasaray game with Onana was the one for me where I'm like, I'm just done with this guy.
Yeah, he's done.
The Grimsby one was a real low point where I'm like, this is clearly not working. But then on the other side of things, I'm thinking, well, maybe you have to go through all this shit to get it to a point where it's sustainable. Do you know what I mean? There's an element of that in the back of my head where I'm like, okay, the results aren't great at the moment. There's been plenty of coaches who've been successful who had a really bad patch. But then when does a bad patch just become, do you know what I mean? Because he's had 30-odd games. How many games has he had now since he's come in? 50 games?
He's had a full season. He's had 38 games.
And pre-season included. And
then plus
like
whatever
that.
Cup games and Europa League and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. But then, this is the argument where if you want to balance it out, the players on the pitch, I mean, when he said that thing in the press conference and he said that... I promise you, it's not the system. It's to look at basically the goals that we've conceded. They can all be stopped. It's nothing to do with flaws in the system. It's like you think of the Brentford game, simple channel defending, the ball lumped into there. That's got nothing to do with tactics.
No.
So there is proof and there is concrete evidence there that it isn't just the manager and I think the players have to be accountable as well, right?
Yeah. No, it's never just one thing or the other, is it? It's never just the manager's at fault, because. Yes, while the managers might have flaws in certain things where you can point to and go, look, this needs to change. Like substitutions, his centre-back substitutions, you have to question that and be like, what is the point of that? What is the benefit of that? Because it doesn't seem to be any benefit. But then, like you said, players just switching off completely and not defending where they're supposed to be. Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Diego Dallo. How many times did Dallo give away the ball against Sunderland in the first 20 minutes? It must have been at least 3 times.
But he did the same things under Ten Hag.
Yeah, exactly.
Maguire
so,
and Shaw.
Certain players are just still here and they're still getting away with it. And they'll probably still be here when Amarin gets sacked. Yeah. They'll probably still be here. I know we'll get onto a story later that they talk about extending Maguire's contract. It's is that something we need to be doing? Is that something? There's a lot of questions over that. But there's certain players where I'm until they're gone, we are going to suffer the same things over and over again. Yeah. And they're still here. Then other things, I think we've got a brand new attacking front line. So Sesko, Mbumo, Cunha, they're all brand new. It's going to take time to bed in. It's going to take time to develop connections and stuff. But then on the manager side as well, he keeps changing that. And he keeps moving people around. And he keeps going out. So how are they supposed to... So then is that on the manager? Is that on the play? So there's all, like you said, there's all this different stuff around. Midfield, we talked about it so many times throughout pre-season. Need a midfielder. How many get one? And now we're suffering all these issues, and it comes from the midfield for the most part. You need that. That's what it is. Is that the manager? Is that the recruitment team letting him down? Is that the money, the financial side, Glazers fucking it? What? Whose problem is that? What's the issue? So there's so many, like you said, so many factors. It's you can't just put it all on Amarim. You have to sort of spread it around to different people who are definitely responsible.
If you are just joining us, please leave a like on the video for us and subscribe to the channel. We're getting closer towards 30,000 subs, which is absolutely incredible. T2 joining us saying, I think what made up my mind was his comments after the Grimsby game. He started the earliest ever referendum on the manager job after 3 odd games. This just feels like a long goodbye. Josie as well saying, I think it's only 1 win a month. It's basically a point a game. Jesus. It wasn't even the Grimsby result. Those kind of results happened after Fergie. It was what he said after it what made me think that wasn't sustainable. But the thing is with that, Amarim's a very emotional manager in a much like Bruno. We always reference this when we speak about
Portuguese. Portuguese are all like that.
It must be,
Ronaldo's like that. He's like that.
Bernardo Silva. as well. It's like that.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Like, it must be a Portuguese thing, a culture thing.
I think it's like a Latin thing. So Brazilians are like that.
Yeah.
South Americans in general, Spanish, Italians, they're all quite emotional. Like, absolutely. All their emotions are up here, whereas us as the British people, we just repress them. We just push them down here somewhere. So,
but it's different, isn't it? Because we've gone from a manager like Erik ten Hag, who was very kind of, I don't know what the right descriptive word is.
Stern.
Stern is a great word. Yeah, stern, very like straight faced. He was the opposite, wasn't he? Almost. He wouldn't get too happy or too sad or anything like that. Even when he won the fucking FA Cup, his face a lot of times was kind of like that straight. You know what I mean?
There was not. So when we scored, there wasn't anything from him either, was there? Like, never used to sort of celebrate stuff.
Very bizarre.
He was
very bizarre.
Do you know, if you're at school, he was like the head teacher who was just like, you hated it. You're just like, I'm fucking so sick of this guy. Ruben Amorim is like the substitute who comes in. He's like fun and he's exciting and stuff. But then when you start. But he start fucking about. He chucks a TV across the room and he loses his shit. And you're like, oh my God, this teacher is out of his fucking mind. So
there's two sides to it. It can work. And I do think you need more of a Ruben Amorim type who meshes well with the players better in this kind of era of football. I do think that leans more towards it, and a younger manager you can build with. But yeah, the results dictate at the end of the day, don't they? So they need to improve. My problem with Amorim is the same I had with Erik ten Hag, playing players who are in bad form game after game. He talks about competition, but we rarely see players get benched for poor performances. I think that's spot on. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think Bruno Fernandes is one of the players you can put in that bracket. Regardless of his performances, he's been awful the past. Prior to Sunderland, the games before that, he was absolutely shit. And there was no sign of him being brought off. And it baffles me, especially when you have players like Mainu on the bench who are craving minutes. Like, you could have given Mainu a 45-minute game easily. So that I agree with. Same thing with Shaw. Dropping Euro playing Shaw.
At City, he had one of the worst games I've ever seen. He was fucking awful, and he was playing the next game. Yeah. Like, why does he get rewarded with a place? Why does he get to start when you got, like you said, Yoro on the bench? Like, you could play there. Like, it's just bizarre to me. Strange. Diego Dallo, he's been out with injury and stuff like that. He comes straight back in. He's awful, and he'll probably play against Liverpool. Yeah. Like, he'll probably start against Liverpool. Like, it's just don't get it.
No. But let's dive back into this interview then, because Ratcliffe speaks about the Glazers. He, again, always gets asked about them whenever he does an interview. And his words, Sam, they get a bad rap, but they are really nice people and they are really passionate about the club. Now, my question for you, Sam, is if you inherited a brand new house, let's say, that's worth £250,000, you left it for 20 years without upgrading anything at all, even when shit was broken. You never paid the mortgage debt. You've got damp and mold due to leaks, and you're just basically not taking care of it. That doesn't sound to me that you're particularly interested in this property, right? No. So when you hear the words passionate about the club, it's not going to wash, is it? Because we're not stupid. We're not thick.
Did they remove the other part of the sentence? They're passionate about the club and the money it provides them. Is that the bit that's missing off the sentence there? Don't read too much into this, because he's not going to slag off the guys that he wants to get. He's in business with, so you're not going to slag off the people you're in business with, regardless of how you feel about them or what they've done to the business that you are now invested in. He probably also wants to buy the whole thing at some point. Mm-hmm. So again, if he slags them off, they're just going to make it difficult for him. So it's business sort of talk behind your back, but like to out in the public, it's something different. So I wouldn't read too much into it, to be honest. Although it is quite slimy to hear it, isn't it? It's like they're really nice people and they're passionate about the club, when we both know that's a lie, and every United fan in the world knows it's a lie.
He probably knows it. You know, when he's saying it, he's probably like, I don't want to say it, but he has to almost. Yeah.
So I get it to an extent, but it doesn't make it any easier hearing it. It still makes you go, oh, God. 100%. Like, imagine having to say that. Imagine us having to go on YouTube because we've entered into a business deal with the Glazers and having to talk nice about them. Like, it won't make you feel nice, would it?
Avram's a great guy.
That haircut is so fetching.
Unbelievable.
Like, I love that haircut.
Yeah, it's a new trend. Loads of kids are going to be having a haircut when they're older. Yeah. I get it. I understand it. I think people, those quotes are used a lot in the media, aren't
Yeah.
they? Because they know the kind of reaction that they're going to get.
Yeah.
So I'd almost be a hypocrite reacting to it to myself because I know he probably doesn't.
Maybe he does. Maybe he does like him. Maybe he does. Like I really don't know what their relationship is like. But again, I don't expect him to criticize them or come out and say anything against them. Yeah. It's just not going to happen. No,
we haven't heard anything bad from him, have we? From his
again, they're two. Are they guys billionaires or are they millionaires? I don't know.
Billionaires.
Anyway, they're very, very rich people. And so is the thing. And those type of people tend to hang out with each other and just sniff each other's farts and tell each other how great they are. That just tends to be what happens. So, yeah, they hang out in the same groups because they don't hang out with the common folk like us. As you'll see with this next quote, which this is the lunch one pissed me off a little bit. That did piss me off.
Go into that. You might as well. You've given the segue for it. So chat to us about that. What was your thoughts?
If you got the quote, or do you want me to?
No, I've not got the quote to hand.
I've got it here. So he said, on the criticism of the 450 job cuts, well, there's more than that because they did one lot and they did another lot. So, and the removal of perks like subsidised staff lunches. The costs were too high. There were some fantastic people at United, but it was also a level of mediocrity and it had become bloated. Right. On that part, I get it. Maybe there was too many people and maybe there was people just getting away with shit and not getting paid for a job that didn't really need doing. Yeah. And obviously we were overspending we had more staff than any club in the Premier League, didn't we, or something? Yeah. So I'm like, right, I don't want people to lose their jobs. I hate that, but fair enough. Yeah. I got a lot of flack for the free lunches, but no one's ever given me a free lunch. Right, so because you didn't get one, nobody else gets one. Is that what it is? Is that what's happening here? It's like, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. That's like in America, like US students, they pay like hundreds of thousands of dollars in university fees. Like I know ours is like $9,000 a year or something now. It was $3,000 when I went, but over there it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you can't afford it at some point, sometimes you get your loan debt forgiven, so they'll just wipe it because you just clearly never going to be able to pay it. And there's certain Americans who were like, well, I paid mine, so why they get it, theirs wiped. It's like, all right, great, because you didn't get it, nobody else gets it. So because you didn't receive the benefit of it, nobody else gets to receive the benefit. So it's all about you and about what you have. It's just like, mate, come on. You didn't get free lunch. Yeah, because you're a fucking billionaire, mate. You don't need to get free lunch. Some people on minimum wage. Like, they need fucking, like, come on.
At what point in your life are you talking? Are you talking about when you was in school? You didn't get free? Yeah. Are you talking about, like, when you first started your businesses? Yeah. Or what? Like, the people who work at Carrington have a very different trajectory in life than what you did at that point, I would imagine, on your business ventures and the money that you was making at the time. So a free sandwich to him at that point is kind of like, I bet he fucking did. I bet he went on business expenses and trips and stuff like that where there was free stuff all the time. 100%. So that I don't believe.
It just really annoys me. It's just he's so like, he grew up in Failsworth in Manchester in a work class area, blah 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 blah. But now he's a rich guy and a billionaire. He lives in Monaco and doesn't pay any tax. Like, he's out of touch. Like, he don't live in our world. He don't live in people's world.
He's out of touch.
All those comedians that went to Riyadh, the comedy festival, and now they're defending the comedy festival and stuff like that. It's just like, you're out of touch with the real world. You don't live in our world. So I don't expect any less from billionaires. But yeah, just that one annoyed me a little bit. Yeah. Proper
T2 saying, hates to defend a billionaire, but do any of you get free lunches at work? I actually get free drinks at work. So whenever
I get free fruit. I get free tea, coffee. I get my lunch paid for by clients. And my cat is destroying a shelf. 1 second.
Like a watch along. And that's like, there's a lot of stuff on that thingy as well, isn't there? That could have gone seriously wrong.
There's a lot of valuable, delicate stuff.
I was going to say, there's a lot of shit on there that could have gone straight off that. So, speaking of backgrounds, actually, he's welcome to join the conversation if Mochi has any thoughts on Sir Jim Ratcliffe. No. I need to sort this background. Mine is so fucking plain, isn't it? Honestly,
it is. It's whiter than our skin, that isn't it? Yeah, it's like it's almost proper pale.
I'm that white. I almost blend in with the background.
You're like a green screen for your own wall.
Yeah, basically.
That's what's going on.
Someone who isn't super milky white like me and has a luxurious tan is Cristiano Ronaldo, Sam. Apparently, Ben Jacobs reported before that he was in contact with Bruno Fernandes to get him to join Al Nassr in the summer. Ben Jacobs also reporting as well that Al Hilal are unlikely to return with an offer for Bruno. Instead, there's a few other teams interested in Saudi, and Bruno Fernandes is unlikely to leave United in January, with the feeling in Saudi that it'll be more feasible to land him in the summer. The price that's being mentioned is £60 million for Bruno. Time to cash in, and what's a fair value in your opinion?
Yeah, like he's probably going to stay at United because of the World Cup, isn't he? So he wants to play in at the top level.
That's the main thing.
He's in the team, and then he goes to the World Cup. So I think that's the idea. It's probably why he didn't leave last summer when the offer came in. Mm-hmm. Probably won't go in January. So yeah, this summer could be when you go, because the next World Cup would be 4 years away, and I don't think, even though he's not been injured and stuff, maybe he does play to 40 like Cristiano. Maybe he does, but I don't know. I don't see Bruno being that guy. Yeah,
he deserves it though, doesn't he?
He definitely does. Yeah, there, go get paid, mate. Go get, like, you've suffered with United long enough. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well,
I would. How many years has he got left? He's just signed a new deal, hasn't he, fairly recently?
Yeah, we covered it, didn't we, when the news broke?
Yeah.
Let me have a look.
So
I'll check it now.
I would say 80 plus million.
Ooh, interesting.
He's our most valuable player. Like, pound for pound, he's our most valuable player.
Signed a new contract with extended stay with Manchester United until June 2027. So that's another few years, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get that amount of money, I know 60 million has been mentioned there. If they can get that amount, then I'd obviously take it, because I think that can be reinvested, or hopefully it can be reinvested in the right way. But with it being Saudi, you just push for as much as you possibly can.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just rinse him.
He's still an obviously incredible player, and if he went to Saudi, he'd be one of the best players there.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, the pace of the Saudi league, he'll just clean up. It'll be unbelievable for him. Like, it'll be top scorer, top assist, or whatever team he plays for, I'm sure. And if he goes to Al Nassr with Ronaldo, obviously there's that connection, the Portuguese connection there, so he'll have that there. So yeah, if we get as much money as possible for him, as much as possible, and then reinvest it, Carlos Baleba, Adam Wharton, I know Elliot Anderson's been mentioned, like somebody like that. Rebuild that midfield, get players in necessary to do that. Because Casemiro, I imagine, leaves next summer as well, because his deal's up, isn't it? Get those wages off the books, which will help tremendously. I don't see him signing him a new deal unless he takes a dramatic wage cut, which why would he? When he could sign for free on big wages somewhere else. So those two players out, bring 2 or 3 in, rebuild that midfield. I think that'd be winning for everybody, really. Important
to say aging players as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Casemiro 33, turning 34. Bruno Fernandes 31, I think, turning 32. I think in Saudi as well, there's a lot of Portuguese players there, isn't there? Like, so he knows a lot of people there. It'd be
Ruben
easier
Neves
to settle in. Yeah, Ruben Neves is there. I don't know if Cancelo's still there. No, he was.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ronaldo's there. I think Semedo might have gone there. Like
João Felix
has gone there. So yeah, there's a decent population of kind of Portuguese players there. So maybe he's looking at that. I always think from like a footballer's perspective, that's a huge move to make, isn't it? If you've been living in Manchester for
very
6
culture
years,
shock, isn't it? Very different.
Moving to Saudi, it's just like a complete fucking world of change, especially when you've got kids and stuff, which we know Bruno has. So yeah, I mean, obviously he's got this season, and we'll see what happens with that. More as a kind of collective and tactical talk, Rennie Mulderstein, I think he did an interview with Sky Sports.
Yep.
And was talking about the system that Amorim's playing, and he was saying from the start, I said from the start, I don't think it was wise for him to say, I want to play with a 3-4-3, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to change. I think he should have said, listen, I'm in favour of 3-4-3. I've had a lot of success with it, and I really hope I can make it work at Manchester United. But first, I have to look at the players that I've got. And then he would have given himself more freedom. It's nothing to do with the system. It's the players working within the system, basically. Long story short. What reaction to that? Do you think he's talking some sense there? Obviously, Rennie Mulderstein, hugely successful, worked with our biggest players in Rooney and Ronaldo's, and had a huge influence on their career. So, yeah, when you read something like that, does it kind of hit home a little bit?
Yeah, well, hindsight's 2020. Like, obviously, now you look back at it, maybe he could have said those things, but obviously he's gone. He's with his foot forward, because that's what brought him success at Sporting. Like nobody knew at the time that it was not going to work as badly as it has when he came to United, because of how good it was in Portugal, and he played English teams as well, like City. He destroyed them with that system. Yeah. So like nobody knew it was going to be this bad. So I don't really blame him for going, yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is what worked for me. This is successful. So that's what I think. So I think because everybody had a go at Ten Hag, didn't he? He said, "Oh, come here, I can't play the way I played it at Ajax." Yeah. And everybody had a go at him. So it's just like, it'll be damned if you do, damned if you don't. And it's like, what do you want him to say? Like, oh, I'm not going to play that way. It's like, well, that's why we brought you in, because of the success that you had there. Like, we brought you in to do that. So if he didn't do that, people are like, well, why are you not doing it? So he can't win, really, can he? I think, again, people get confused. Like, I was listening to Steve House, and it's like, formation is formation. That's just how you start out. It's the system and phases of play and the way you interpret things and the instructions. That's what matters. Like, you can start at a 4-4-2, but if the instructions aren't right, it's not going to work. You can start at a 4-3-3. If the instructions aren't right or the phases of play aren't right, it's not going to work. That's what it comes down to.
And how the players within the system act to it as well. And how, we talk about things before about individual mistakes and reactions and, a slip of concentration at times, which you'd always see from your Dallows and Shaws. The issue I have with it, I actually, prior to Amarin coming in, when I was looking at his sporting team, I've always been of the notion that I actually don't mind the back three when it's played right, whether it was Xabi Alonso or Inzaghi, Tuchel. Loads of people, Conte, loads of people have used it and it's been effective. It's how you use it and what players you have within that system. Because had Conte come in, right, at Chelsea and done what he'd done, but instead of Kante and Matic in the midfield, he had Bruno and Casemiro. You're not getting the same results. You're not getting the same steel and effectiveness.
He probably wouldn't play that system either. No, he'd probably be like, "This ain't going to work with these guys that I've got." Like, I'm not sure. Is he still playing a back three at Napoli, or has he changed it now?
I think he's tweaked it slightly from what I've seen. I mean, I don't watch him week in, week out.
No.
I can only go off the Chelsea team that I've seen week in, week out in the Premier League.
Xabi Alonso has changed. He was back three at Bayer Leverkusen. He's gone to Madrid. He's changed it because he doesn't have the players.
As well. Tuchel's changed it everywhere he's gone.
So there's nothing to say like Amarin can't adapt. And I did see some small adaptations against Sunderland. There was some tweaks and some changes there. Obviously, we went long with the ball quite a lot to beat the press. Yeah. I think there was a stat, it was like 33 long balls from Le Mans, like up to Sesko, because obviously we got that striker now who can do that, whereas Højlund was just not capable of doing that. So I did see some little changes in there, but yeah, hopefully he continues to adapt it and tweak it and stuff like that, and we get better. But like we've said, I think it only sort of works completely and well if we get that right midfield profile in, and the wing back, maybe a right wing back profile in, because without that, I don't ever see it fully clicking, because I think the personnel's wrong in those positions.
I think the centre backs one as well. The centre back, wing back, and centre mid, those kind of pockets and areas seems to be where we get hit the most. Every manager.
That's where the gap is, isn't it? The gap's just like a mile wide in that part.
Overloading the areas, and it's kind of superior dominance there, and that's where they beat us. But likewise, on the flip side of it, like you saw with Ahmad and then Bumo and Dorgu at times with Mountain, like we get overloads on the wings, because that's where our progression is. Like when them two have the ball and Bumo and Ahmad, it seems like they can cause problems all the time, but you lose something in the midfield with that by having a wing back. So there's tweaks to make. Do you think this system, if he had the players that he wants, do you think it would flourish? Do you think it'd work?
Yeah, I think if you got, like, for argument's sake, let's just say Belieber and Watt in that midfield, or Belieber and Elliot Anderson, or whoever you want, stick in that midfield. Those are your midfield paired in, and say Bruno's not here anymore, and then you've got your tens of like Cunha and Bumo, Mount, and Ahmad. Say they're your other options there, and then you get a right wing back in. Like, we're not going to get our Hakimi, like, but Nuno Mendes, I know we were interested in him. What a fucking player he is. By the way, Jesus Christ.
Unreal. Yeah.
If we get that level of talent for that right wing back spot, I think you see a totally different. I think that system absolutely shines, and you just see that.
Can Dorgu not be that?
He might be. He's young. Like he's very young. Yeah, he's athletic. Maybe you could train it into him. Maybe you can adapt him. Maybe he could do something. I don't know. He did it with Quenda, so maybe he could do it. And Steve Howson said another thing. He said maybe there's somebody in the academy that you could train who's a winger or a right wing back or a fullback that you could adapt and train into the option. I know Bendito Mantato's there. Shea Lacey, I know, plays forward at the right or left side. Maybe you could adapt him. Like, there's people, maybe you could do something there. So, yeah, it's interesting.
I do think Ahmad was a lot better, though, against Sunderland.
Yes, I agree. He's been poor. He's been poor for a while.
Yeah, we did a show about it, didn't we? Explaining his form and kind of numbers-wise and where he's falling off and stuff. But yeah, he was definitely better against Sunderland, and that I hope that partnership with Mbeumo blossoms, because that'll cause problems for any team. That the one issue I have, if we play like we did against Sunderland against Liverpool, if we're going as direct, Liverpool have Van Dijk and Konate, who are as good as any centre-back in the air, like up there with your Gabriels and stuff. I don't see that working. I think they'll dominate in the air. As good as Šeško is in the air, I think he might struggle slightly. So
maybe
I want to see we
change it. Maybe we change it, because you saw Van Dijk got exposed. Who did they lose to at the weekend?
It's Palace, Chelsea, and the Champions League team, Galatasaray.
Yeah, Chelsea.
Chelsea was the game you're referring to. They
exposed Van Dijk. Like, Van Dijk looked terrible in that game. Yeah. Like, there's the meme that's going around is him like that, innit, with his arse out. Like, that's the meme that's going around. They exposed that. They exposed, like, you can get at these guys. Like, Van Dijk hasn't looked great for a while. Konate looks like he's refused to sign a new deal. Looks like he wants to leave at the end of
every
summer.
Single game.
Konate, in a minute. Salah has been next to piss poor most of the games. There's a weird thing with Isaac and Ekitike. Like, I'm sure neither of them are happy that the other one is there.
Imbalanced, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think there's definitely something there. And I think if you get the right tactic, you can definitely get at him, because Palace are beating him, Galatasaray are beating him, Chelsea are beating him. Like, you can beat them. It's just, will our mistakes overwhelm us and allow Liverpool to beat us? Because they got lucky with a free kick against Newcastle. Szoboszlai slotting it. They've had last-minute winners a few times. So it's just like, can we stay as watertight at the back for long enough and then expose their mistakes and expose their flaws to get a goal? Like, that's the big question.
Do you know what the funniest thing was? The player who was causing Liverpool the most problems was Garnacho.
Yeah.
For Chelsea. Garnacho and Cucurella on that left-hand side, because Mo Salah wasn't tracking back. And they've had issues at right back with whether playing Bradley there or fucking whoever it's been.
Yeah.
Those flanks.
Szoboszlai was playing there.
Szoboszlai's been there a few times, and then obviously they bought Frimpong, who's a brand new right back, who's just
Vert's been terrible.
Not doing well. Kirkes has been shit as well. Has been terrible. Yep. So I think you can really. I think it'll be a high goal scoring game. That game at Anfield. I think honestly, I think you can get at them defensively.
Yep.
I think the onus is on them to press forward at Anfield and go at us and attack us. So I think that'll leave plenty of space for Mbeumo and Šeško and these guys. But with the attacking quality, just something in the back of my head there, I'm just like, if they click on that day, that's going to be a big problem for us.
Do you think as well, Mason Mount, that he has to play? I think he has to start.
Players on performance levels, innit? On merit.
I was looking at it going, and I'm like, I like Cunha. I really do. I think he's going to be a really good player for us. But I think you have to play Mason Mount.
You've got to play Mason Mount.
That left 10. Like, I think he has to be the guy. Yeah,
I think he will,
because he's been like more like, he leads the press so well. He gets stuck in, he tracks back, he gets involved in the midfield, and he's capable of scoring goals.
Yeah.
So it's like he's
really good goal, wasn't it? I think against Sunderland.
Well taken, really well taken. I think he would be, him and Le Mans would be the first names on the team sheet for me. Maybe the first two I put on there.
Johnny's saying, I'd love to ask the other Big Six club owners if they would accept 15th place and 0 improvement. So Jim had a chance to save himself by acknowledging they made a mistake with Amarin. The difference is, though, I will say, Johnny, just to come back on you, that the other quote-unquote Big Six clubs have not been through the fucking shithole that we have in the kind of last 8 years of constant change of managers and terrible recruitment. Like, if someone, Slot going into Liverpool now was completely different. He went to Liverpool with a title-winning team, basically. Like, they was a couple, not far off doing quadruples and trebles and shit.
Financially stable as well.
Yeah, like, everything was perfect almost.
Liverpool financially stable, Spurs financially stable, Chelsea financially stable, all financially stable, all in Europe.
Yeah.
Well, Spurs were in Europe by the fact that they beat us in Europa League, but you get what I mean. So they get that extra finance. We're not in Europe. We crashed out of a cup competition, and we're $1 billion in debt. So it's not exactly a great environment to come into, is it? And then go, oh yeah, you'll get out of the club. Like it's apples for oranges, isn't it? It's not the same thing.
Speaking of business and operations, United are going to appoint Brentford's Chief Operating Officer, Amish Manek, on a senior football operations position. He's worked, I was looking before, just kind of a bit of background on him. He's worked in retail, banking, global operations, and also worked with Arsenal's football academy as well. He's got an MBA from London Business School. So there's a bit of background on him if anyone wanted to know, if anyone was interested. But someone, Sam, who is going to oversee things like match day logistics, training facilities, travel, scheduling, and obviously the most important position, who gives out the biscuits, right? That's the main thing.
Have they got rid of that guy?
I think they did. I thought that's the whole show that we did, was it not?
No, we hired him, didn't we? We got him from Everton.
Oh, well, I thought that.
Is he still there?
I don't know. We need to find this out. I don't even know his name. It's just Biscuit Man to me.
He was from Everton, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
But Man United.
Wasn't his job to hire coaches and shit like that? And we was like joking about saying that he gives out the digestives on the bus. So I'm swearing we've seen something like that. I can't remember.
He's just giving me Nick
David.
Cox to Everton.
Am I thinking right? And David
might be right with
something?
David.
Sure it was. We need to find this name before we head off.
It'd be on that clip or whatever we did, won't it?
Yeah, it was, but that was a long time ago.
I just give me David Moyes now. Fuck off.
Yeah, I'm swear it was David something. And he was in charge of like fucking coach journeys when we're playing away games and things like that. So there's almost like overshadowing Amish Manek here on being recruited, but
I can't find. I'll find it another time.
We'll find his name somewhere, or someone in the chat will know when we did that show. Yeah. We're speaking about it. But the main thing is we keep seeing kind of shrewd appointments like this from Ineos, don't we? In terms of people might not know much about him. They might not know the background or what they're going to do, but it feels like there's an appointment at every level where they've changed so much. I actually reckon if you go back now and look at when they first came in to how it is,
everybody's gone, haven't they?
Loads of people are just fucked off.
I think it's only like, is it Colette Roche? I think she's the only one that's still here from since Ineos taken over.
Like
everybody
a
else has gone.
Some might say. Everyone's still there.
Yeah, I think she's the only one. I think everybody else has gone. Like there was that woman that was here for 20 years. If she worked in the thing, obviously, sadly, Kath died as well. Murta, Arnold, all gone. The academy guy, Nick Cox, he's gone as well, hasn't he? To Everton. And then didn't we hire a doctor under Ten Hag and then we fired him as well? Is it the guy from Arsenal? I think.
Oh, David. That's another David. The medical guy you're on about.
Yeah. We got him in, and then everybody got fucking injured, didn't they? Like repeatedly.
Something, David
O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll.
Yeah. Oh, is it Gary O'Driscoll?
I don't know. Anyway, they're all now gone. Van Nistelrooy's gone. Like the guy with the who looked like Ten Hag but wasn't Ten Hag, he's gone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody's gone. So yeah, it's interesting. Even Dan Ashworth, he came in and went. He was like, do you know that Simpsons meme where Grandpa walks in the door, puts his hat on, and then turns around and goes back out?
Yeah,
that's basically what happened to Dan Ashworth. So yeah, I think there's going to be more as well. I think there'll be more like as this because they want to reinvent that data department, don't they? So you'll probably see more people come in and other people leave and stuff like that. So I imagine it'll be an ongoing thing.
I'd imagine more things with the academy as well. I mean, I've just seen a quote on the academy saying that it's really slipped at Manchester United. You need the academy to produce talent all the time. It helps you financially. It's not been good enough, basically, which is interesting. So they must have just walked in there at the start of this tenure, whatever you want to call it, and just gone, fuck me. Wow, this is a bomb site. What's going on? Staff, cuts, fucking people in charge. What on earth has happened here? And it's taken a while. It seems like the main decisions have been made for the most important positions, but I agree with you. I expect still kind of heading down the line a few more changes and that. So yeah, I welcome him.
They'll probably get stuff wrong as well. There'll probably be appointments that don't work and they might have to go, like with Dan Ashworth and stuff like that. But it seems like they're doing it in a way where they don't, like, men's team was the first thing. So new Carrington, recruitment strategy, manager, players, blah, blah, blah. Now the next thing seems to be the academy. Like, that's the next thing that they want to sort. And new building, the way they do recruitment's different. We're going after this younger talent in different countries and stuff like that. So that seems like it's the next project for them.
Yeah, agreed. I think that's probably a good place to leave it, Sam. For everyone watching, appreciate you all the continued support. If you can subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video for us, be internally grateful. Check out the quotes from Ratcliffe's interview and other bits and bobs on our Instagram and X. And for fun clips from the show, or if you're interested in other forms of content, we do a thing called Ball Knowledge Battles, where I have a couple of my friends go head-to-head on kind of football trivia, quizzes, lightning quiz, loads of different kind of interactive things on there. So check that out. We dropped part 1 this morning, I think it was, and there's other episodes available. So if that's something you're interested in, then please do go check it out. But apart from that, me and Sam will leave it at that. Appreciate you all.